What's going on, guys? Bullish290 coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about week 7 and going into week 8 predictions. So I'm trying to figure out what game we'll start with. I think I already covered the Eagles Giants, if I remember correctly. I believe I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I feel fairly confident I did. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to cover the, this is just a random order that the NFL app gives me. So, we're just going to go through some of these games. I'm going to give my, my 2 cents on some of these games, and we'll get into some news and week 8 predictions. So, starting off, we have the Cowboys Washington football team. Cowboys, I think, are kind of in a rebuild right now. That's what it feels like. They're not doing good. I think the smart decision is to just, you know, I understand you're in a terrible division, you can still win it, but you guys really need to focus on defense. And right now, you guys are getting rid of your defense. Today, they got rid of Dontari Poe and Daryl Worley. And I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, they got rid of Everson Griffin. They traded him to the Lions. And there's rumors going around that Jalen Smith might get traded. And, you know, all sorts of stuff. So I think you guys kind of, I mean, you're going to have Andy Dalton out for 2 to 3 weeks, if not more. I think you guys just hit the reset button, take a good pick, and get a good corner, some like secondary player. I believe what's his name, Stingley, LSU D-back, is coming out this year. Pretty sure he's a junior, so that could be a really good pick. Who knows? So football team's looking pretty good. It's weird to say. They can still win they're in prime position to get the division. So I mean, so are the Cowboys, but let's be real. I believe the Cowboys and Eagles play this week, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll get to that. On to the next one: Packers and Texans. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I'll cover that in the news. Packers Texans. Deshaun Watson basically started showing up in garbage time, basically. Aaron Rodgers, this was kind of a redemption game for him after the Buccaneers slapped him around. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure I said the Packers were going to win last week, and yeah. I think I also said the Cowboys were going to win last week, but don't quote me on it. I also remember saying, I'm pretty sure I said the Panthers were going to win this. They're 3 points away from tying it, but hey, they played really well for everyone. I mean, I knew a lot of people said the Saints were going to win this one. It was a lot closer than some people might have thought earlier in the year. So, even though the Panthers didn't win this one, I think they have a really good shot at maybe making a wild card if they keep playing well. Bills Jets, this game was a little too close for comfort. Don't know why the Bills have played badly their past 2 games. It's just, you know, kind of disconcerting a little bit, but it's whatever, I guess. They'll get back on track. Browns Bengals, really close game. One big thing that came out of this was OBJ tore his ACL in the beginning of the game, and ever since after that, Baker Mayfield went off. Although the Bengals did about win this, and I don't know how many times. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say this all this year, as long as the Bengals play. Joe Burrow's going to keep them in games, and their defense is going to cost them the games. And it's kind of sad to see Joe Burrow kind of struggle this hard, you know. I kind of was hoping that they would have won this. It would have been a really big win for them, especially against the Browns, who were, are being really competitive in their division. So, obviously, not as competitive as like the Steelers and whatnot, but still a really competitive football team. Lions, Falcons. They found a new way to choke. They found a new way to choke a game, and it's to score. I don't know how the fuck you do that. I don't know. Only the Falcons. Only the Falcons can do this. I think they have their first round pick this year, so I mean, hey, that's some good news, I guess, for them. So yeah, Falcons live in Spain with that right now. They just had to deal with heartbreak all through the season. And actually, I cover that in the news. I keep wanting to add some stuff on, but I keep telling myself I need to save it for the news. All right, Steelers Titans, really close game. Ryan Tannehill drove the team downfield for them to miss a field goal. So that kind of sucks for them. I remember I came home and watched the game. I watched the last couple. I think I watched the last 6 minutes of the game. And I remember saying to myself when Stephen Gostkowski went to go kick it, this into OT, if he misses this, everyone in Tennessee is going to ask for his head. And yep, I wouldn't be surprised. Buccaneers, Raiders. Raiders just got slapped around by Tom Brady and the Bucs. Let's be real. Defense played really well, and now they're adding AB. So, yeah, there's not a lot to say about that one. Jags, Chargers. Justin Herbert finally gets his first win as a starter. So, that's always nice. It was pretty close for a while, though. But glad to see Justin Herbert get his first win. Sorry, I don't know why my mic just randomly turns off all the time. Like, I'll be talking and I don't know, my mic's dumb. Seahawks Cardinals. This game was freaking so much fun to watch. I watched this. I'm pretty sure I didn't watch like the whole game. I watched the fourth quarter and OT. This game, the Cardinals were. I feel like everyone watching this never really thought the Cardinals were gonna win it. Right? They're like keeping up, but the Seahawks had a pretty good lead, and they were consistently scoring. But the Cardinals were just getting takeaways after takeaways, and the first sack I think came late in fourth quarter or an OT. I was really so we got to OT, right? And it was so fucking weird. We get to OT. The Seahawks get the ball, and I'm thinking, man, this is game over right now, right? Like, there's no way that the Seahawks don't go down and score in this game. And then they stall out and punt the ball. Kyler Murray drives his team downfield. And it was 2nd and 15. I think Kyler Murray just took a sack or something. And if I'm the coach, I'm not kicking in this situation, right? You still have 2 downs to play with to get into field goal range. And they were in field goal range. I think they got knocked out. Or they were like... No, I think they're still in field goal range. But they're close to getting knocked out. And Cliff Kingsbury goes for the field goal on 2nd and 15. I think he nailed it the first time, but the clock ran out. They called a timeout. They iced their own kicker. And then he missed the second one. And the Seahawks get the ball back. That's a terrible call, right? If Isaiah Simmons doesn't bail that fucking team out on that, because he, I think it's Vance Joseph, his defense or whatever. He had really good fucking defensive plays in OT. He showed a lot of blitzes, and he did send a lot of blitzes, but then he also knew when to disguise a blitz and drop back. Isaiah Simmons disguised, like, he was a disguised blitzer, and then all he did was start, like, lines up at the line, drops back, picks Russell Wilson off. And luckily they are able to get in a better field goal range and get it. They win the game. Kyler Murray takes down the MVP, Russell Wilson. The front runner, at least. So I think after this game, Kyler Murray has to be in that discussion. I'm pretty sure I said that earlier this year. I think I said it was Russ, Aaron Rodgers, and then Kyler Murray. Pretty sure that's what I said. So Kyler Murray deserves to be in the discussion. Bears, Rams. Now, when I said we're going to figure out which fraud team, or who's the fraud team, I was expecting the Rams to be the frauds. What happened? What happened here? Bears. I was rooting for you guys. You guys failed me. I was expecting a closer game, but, this is what we got. So, we're going to go into the news. Not to sound like Killer Keemstar, I just realized. Alright, we're going to go into the news. So, trying to figure out which is a good part to start on. We'll just start. I think this was Monday. This was yesterday. The Jets apparently not going to trade Quentin Williams, according to Adam Gase. Joe Douglas will listen if teams call. Now, I don't know if you guys remember where this kind of sounds familiar. But I immediately thought when I heard this that Joe Douglas will take calls is Jamal Adams. And look what happened to him. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how longer he's going to be there, to be honest. Patriots announced that Cam Newton is still going to be the starter, despite his bad performance against the 49ers. And it was a bad performance. The Patriots got curb stomped by the 49ers. I totally expected it to be a closer game, but it wasn't. So, we'll see here. Oh yeah, I saw something about a little important thing to remember also this year. Kenny Golladay is in his contract year, and he had 6 receptions for 114 yards against the Falcons. So, kind of something to watch. I'd say it's not like really news, but it's something to watch. Let's see here. Ravens officially signed Dez Bryant to the practice squad, which I wanna say something real quick about that. People are freaking out about Des Bryant to the Ravens. He's not a starter, and he's been out of the league for 2 to 3 years. He's on the practice squad, for God's sakes. He's not on the 53-man roster. All right, chill out. Chill out, please, God. Christian McCaffrey might come back from his injury. They designated him to return, but he's listed doubtful for tomorrow night's game against the Falcons. So, are the Panthers going to start playing a little bit better with Christian McCaffrey, or are we going to see them play the same way that they've played for a while? Not saying they played bad, but are they going to be a little bit better with Christian McCaffrey? Who knows? Washington considered signing Eric Reed to replace Landon Collins. They offered to sign him to the practice squad, but he declined. Eric Reed, I don't think, has been on the team since he was with the Panthers last year or 2 years ago. So if I'm him, just take the fucking job, right? I'm sure that they're just like, want you on the practice squad, learn the playbook, yada yada yada. Ron Rivera likes you. What it feels like, at least, if he's offering you a position when you played for him fuck, why am I in Carolina? I completely blanked out. Also, there were some rumors going around that Xavier Howard might be on the trade block, and the Dolphins came out saying those rumors are false. So, are they covering up, or are they being real? I think they're being real. I don't know why they would trade him after they just paid him a big contract. The Panthers released Eli Apple. Trevor Lawrence might go back for his senior season, which could be a big thing for the Jets if they decide they don't want to ride the Sam Darnold train anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if Trevor Lawrence went back, mostly because a lot of Clemson players always seem like they go back for their senior season. So, we'll see how that goes. Raiders signed Kama Silverhand to the practice squad. And you guys might be thinking, well, who's that guy? That's the dude who, during training camp, was caught by the Seattle Seahawks trying to sneak a chick into the hotel. So, interesting stuff. Like I said earlier, Cowboys traded Everson Griffin to the Lions. And also, here's a little comparison, you can say. On August 12th, the Cowboys signed Everson Griffin. On October 27th, they traded him. And on August 30th, Vikings traded for Yannick Ngakoue. And on October 22nd, they traded him away. So, yeah, a little weird. Rams third round pick safety Terrell Burgess suffered a broken ankle and will miss the rest of the season. And the Cowboys released Dontari Poe and Daryl Worley after they couldn't trade him. And reports are coming in that Dontari Poe was traded because he was overweight, according to Jerry Jones. Also, teams believe that Falcons defensive end Takk McKinley is available for a potential trade. Now, he was taken, I believe, 3 or 4 years ago as a first-round pick. He will be a free agent this year, so. And big news today, the Bengals traded away Carlos Dunlap for offensive lineman B.J. Finney and a 7th. So, interesting stuff there. I would have thought that they would have got something better, but I think everyone kind of knew the situation that Carlos Dunlap didn't want to be in the Bengals organization anymore, which is dumb because when you have a quarterback, future franchise quarterback like Joe Burrow on your team, you just kind of have to go through the growing pains of the team if you want to be good, right? Luckily for Chiefs fans, we didn't have to deal with a lot of growing pains with Patrick Mahomes because we sat him for a year. But we did have to go through Alex Smith, so. Bears wide receiver Allen Robinson is in concussion protocol, and he has been downgraded to questionable to doubtful, I think, for the Saints game. Pretty sure or for their next game. Vikings placed rookie Cameron Dantzler on the reserve COVID-19 list. Michael Thomas didn't practice again today. And Dwayne Haskins would welcome a new start if Washington could find a trade. So lots of interesting stuff going on in the league. I, for one, would like to see Dwayne Haskins get traded to a good team. I want to know, in fact, if he's a bust or not. We haven't got to see because his only weapon has been Terry McLaurin. So, the Dwayne Haskins experiment might be over in Washington, but could start somewhere else. Who knows? The Patriots could trade for him. The Steelers, maybe a potential Ben Roethlisberger heir. Maybe he could go to the Falcons, sit behind Matt Ryan, and be a potential quarterback. I don't think he'd go to the Panthers. I think the Panthers are going to draft a quarterback. But, just some options. Maybe he'll go to the Buccaneers and sit behind Tom Brady and be their future quarterback. A lot of options. So, now on to Week 8 predictions. Tomorrow/today, whenever this video comes out, we have Falcons-Panthers. Falcons are 1-6, Panthers are 3-4. I'm going with the Panthers. Even though they don't have CMC back yet, they still played pretty well, and the Falcons have not. So, next up, Raiders-Browns. I hope the Browns win this. I don't know if they will, though. I don't think they will because Josh Jacobs and Henry Ruggs, right? And Nelson Aguilar's been playing out of his mind. I don't know what it is. I think, Philadelphia is just not the wide receiver factory, I guess. Kind of crazy. Maybe it's like the Adam Gase effect with wide receivers in Philadelphia. Once wide receivers leave Philadelphia, they just become extremely fucking good. So, who knows? Maybe if I've seen a lot of Eagles fans say they want to trade away J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So maybe if that happens, he'll just play out of his mind. He'll play like a god. I don't know. Colts, Lions. Lions have been playing pretty good. We obviously saw that against the Falcons. And you might be saying, well, a lot of people can come back on the Falcons, and yeah, that's true. But the Colts have been pretty consistent. I'm going to take the Colts on this one. Vikings, Packers. I mean, come on. Vikings are just not playing good right now. And I don't even think they have their first round pick for this year, so them playing bad is, they're not going to benefit from it whatsoever. Titans, Bengals. Titans, but I think it's going to be closer than what people might think. Patriots, Bills. Bills, I think they'll get the best, but I think it'll be a pretty close game. Bill Belichick's defense will confuse Josh Allen. They've been pretty good of keeping Josh Allen in check. So, who knows? Rams, Dolphins. I'm going to take the Dolphins on this one. I know it's kind of a crazy pick, and you might think I hate the Rams, but Tua Tagovailoa is starting, and I'm not saying, Ryan Fitzpatrick would have been a liability. I probably still would have taken the Dolphins if Ryan Fitzpatrick was starting. But I have some faith in Tua Tagovailoa. Steelers, Ravens, kind of a tough one. This honestly should be flexed prime time, if you ask me. If I am in charge of all these schedules and whatnot, I'm flexing this game. And if I was in charge, I would have flexed the Steelers Titans game. But here we are. They're playing at noon on Sunday, and I'm gonna take the Steelers on this one. I'm gonna ride the hot hand. Chargers, Broncos. I'm gonna go Chargers. The Broncos didn't have a really good defense at all, and their offense has been kind of meh. Phil Lindsay went out with a concussion. So, oh yeah, I forgot to react to the Chiefs game. I'll do that after my prediction for our game. Damn, I can't believe I forgot that. I'm so dumb. So I'm gonna take the Chargers on this one. Saints, Bears. Saints have been playing pretty inconsistent this year. I'm gonna go with the Bears. 49ers, Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are gonna rebound and win this one. Cowboys, Eagles. You could literally flip a coin, but I'll take the Eagles on this one. This is sadly the battle for the fucking. If I'm the NFL, literally switch the spots of the Ravens and Steelers game with this game. This is literally going to be the worst game, and it's on fucking prime time. It's like watching two kindergarten soccer teams go against each other. It's gonna be god awful. Buccaneers, Giants. Why is this a game? We're literally going to be watching a massacre, but whatever. Buccaneers. And to my team, Chiefs, Jets, Chiefs. And that's not even biased. It's just the Jets have played like trash this year. I don't know why my mic keeps turning off. Jets are 0-7. We're 6-1. We have allowed 20 points or less in 6 of our last 7 games, and one of those games was against the Raiders. Jets have no firepower anymore, so let's be real. I don't think they even have a shot to win this. Alright, so my reaction to the Chiefs Broncos game, since I completely skimmed it. I want to read something to you guys that I saw the other day. I even retweeted it because I wanted everyone that follows me on Twitter to see this, see how dumb this is. So after their loss to us, offensive lineman of the Denver Broncos, Garrett Bowles, said these two things. This was in his post-game press conference, I believe, and he said, "I don't think there's anything that makes them more spectacular than us than what." And he's talking about the Chiefs. Then he said something else along the lines. He said, "I think we're about neck and neck." I want you guys to think about this for a second. Patrick Mahomes only threw 1 touchdown pass. He was hardly on the field. Patrick Mahomes didn't need to be on the field, and we hung 40 up on these guys. They scored 1 touchdown. Our backup quarterback has had as many touchdowns as as fucking Drew Lock. Their only touchdown was a scramble by Drew Lock. Drew Lock threw like 2 interceptions in this game, I think. Patrick Mahomes threw 15 completions for... He attempted 23 passes, 15 completions for 200 yards. Chad Henne was 2 for 2, yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 46 yards, 1 touchdown. He averaged 5 yards. Le'Veon Bell, 39 out of 6 attempts. Mecole Hardman had 1 rush. Mecole Hardman had a day, honestly. He had more yards than Tyreek by 2, off of less receptions. He had 2 targets, 2 receptions for 57 yards. Tyreek had 6 receptions off of 10 targets for 55 yards and a touchdown. Nick Keizer, fuck him. But you know what? I'll let the fumble go. Okay. He's 2 for 36 off 2 targets. Travis Kelce had a pretty quiet National Titans Day. He only had 3 receptions for 31 yards, and yeah, Nick Keizer was the only fumble. Tershawn Wharton caused a fumble. Undrafted rookie free agent. Good pickup by Brett Veach. Some good stuff to see. Brett Veach is just a mastermind, but you know. And then he fumbled it again, but Tyrann Mathieu, I think, picked it up and just started running. Interceptions, Tyrann Mathieu had 1, and Daniel Sorensen had 1. And Charvarius Ward was the only person... Oh, wait, no. And Tano Passanio and Chris Jones were the only people with sacks on the game. And Harrison Butker missed an extra point, but he was 3 for 3 on field goals and 4 for 5 on extra points. Tommy Townsend also had 2 great punts, both inside the 20. Byron Pringle had a 102-yard kick return for a touchdown. And yeah, that's about it. Sammy Watkins was out for the game. Mitch Schwartz was out. Taco Charlton was out. Alex Okafor was out. And I believe we'll be seeing Taco and Taco return in the next game. So, we'll go to the Broncos stats here. Drew Lock, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 24 for 40, with 254 yards. He only had 54 more yards than Patrick Mahomes, and he was on the field more than him. Philip Lindsay, and I'd like to say we gave up a lot of rushing yards to Philip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. Philip Lindsay ran for 79 yards, no touchdowns. Melvin Gordon, oh, sorry, I just realized they scored 2 touchdowns. My bad. They scored a garbage time touchdown with Melvin Gordon. So yeah. Melvin Gordon, off of 17 attempts, rushed for 68 yards and averaged 4 yards a carry. Royce Freeman rushed 3 times for 12 yards. KJ Hamler ran once for 10 yards. Drew Lock scrambled 3 times for 8 yards and 1 touchdown. So those were their only 2 touchdowns, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna call him Big Alberto because I'm not saying his last name. Oh yeah, I also forgot to say that Frank Clark also had a fumble technically, with Philip Lindsay's, or not with Melvin Gordon's botched flea flicker. Don't know what it was, honestly. The Broncos just played bad. Alright, and I'm not gonna read off the rest of these stats. You guys can already. Melvin Gordon fumbled twice. KJ Hamler fumbled twice. One One was like on a third down, and they handed it off to him, and it got punched out, and then it went out of bounds. Because I remember they said something. And I was like, when did he fumble the ball? Sorry. And it was on his way out of bounds, so it didn't really matter. But my point is, we are not neck and neck. Even without Patrick Mahomes having an insane game, we put up a lot of points on you guys. We didn't need our offense to score. And I think we had one of the better defenses in the NFL this week. Now, I'm not saying we have, like, overall the best defense. There's still a lot to work on. We need to get better at stopping the run, for sure. I wish our linebackers would play a little better. I liked what I saw out of Willie Gay. I wish they would put him in more. Take Ben Niemann out. I know I've said this about a couple people, but Ben Niemann is a legit liability right now. He might get better over time, but right now he's not playing good. And honestly, I hope he makes me eat those words. But he's just not playing good. I would like to see Willie Gay in there. With what limited snaps he had against the Broncos, he showed up, and it seemed like he was around the ball every time. Now, I believe the Chiefs gave L'Jarius Sneed the designation to come back off of IR, which I hope is an actual thing, because L'Jarius Sneed really showed out the first 3 games he played. He almost had 3 interceptions off of the 3 games. But he has 2 right now. I think he's I don't think he's our leading. I don't think he leads our team in interceptions. I think it's Tyrann Mathieu now. Team leaders, I think. Where is that at? There's usually a thing that says. Oh, here we go. Move it. Yep, receiving. I get it. Keep going. There we go. Oh no, we still are leading interception. So L'Jarius Sneed still leads our team in interceptions. One pick was kind of a it was just a really bad throw, and he was there to make the play. But the other one, even though he was playing against a first-time starter, Justin Herbert, was a really good pick. He played the receiver really well, and he almost had another one off of Lamar Jackson. And that was the play where he broke his collarbone. I'm telling you guys, he was really close to making a pick. Went to go catch it, and he ended up sliding on the sideline or something. Broke his collarbone. Was out for the rest of the game. And I don't think anyone knew it was. He had broken his collarbone until the next day or 2 days later. But hopefully it can heal, so we can see L'Jarius Sneed later in the season. He's a really good player, really good pick. When we picked him, I thought it was really weird because everyone said it was he played safety. So I was like, why would we take another safety? We already have enough safeties. But then they converted him to cornerback, and I liked what we got out of him. Apparently, I didn't know he played both in college, but yeah. Everyone said something about Amik Robertson, and I was watching Amik Robertson stuff, and I really liked Amik Robertson. He looked really good, but I like L'Jarius Sneed a little bit more right now. And I probably will like L'Jarius Sneed more. Who knows? Amik Robertson might not even do anything for the Raiders. But It's exciting to see some of our young rookies come out and play. Obviously, our big one, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, has forced. They said 27. He forced 27 missed tackles, but he forced like 4 on his touchdown run. So I saw something today that he was tied with Derrick Henry right now, and he has 551 rushing yards. And I think he has like 600 something in scrimmage. Don't quote me on that. Hold on. Let me double check. Dang, Travis Kelce has 500 receiving yards. Now, obviously, his touches might go down after Le'Veon Bell gets a little bit more used to the playbook. But he has 551 rushing yards right now. Off of 115 attempts, he scored 2 touchdowns, and he averages 4 yards a carry. Now, obviously, the average is not what he gets every play, because it seems like first downs he only gets 2 yards. But I think he's like third in he's third and 20 or plus rushing plays, if I remember correctly. I saw something about that today. Let me double check that. Chiefs. Yeah. He's tied with Derrick Henry. Oh no, it's most runs of 10 plus yards. Kareem Hunt leads 17, Derrick Henry 15, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire with 15. Clyde Edwards-Helaire also had a PFF of 75.8 after this week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is just looking extremely good. He's forced 27. Yeah, I said that earlier. Which now they're saying is first. He has 372 yards after contact, which is first, and that's not right. They just sent 10 plus yards of 15, which is first. That's among rookies. I don't know how many yards after contact he has exactly. But or what he's ranked among. But he's looking pretty good. So I can't wait to see him later in the season. And yeah, he's a guy to watch for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Right now, I'd say he's okay. Let's see. I'd say he's fourth, maybe third. I would have right now. My list would go Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But with how sometimes they go off of how, like, it seems like they go off of how high the pick was. So they might go Joe Burrow. But if they go off of popularity, which they have done, they might choose Clyde. Because let's be real, the Vikings aren't really popular since they're losing. And same with the Chargers. And the Bengals, mostly. But, Joe Burrow keeps them in games, and that's always how it's going to be. So, who knows? Who knows? So, that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's kind of long. But, if you skimmed through it, I don't blame you. I wouldn't blame you. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Yeah.
be here for the night. Don't have to think twice, I'll be oh so nice. I have to think twice, I'll be here for the night. Don't have to think twice, I'll be oh so nice. I have to think twice, I'll be here for the night. Travel far, avoid the seasons, go to Panama, then on to Ibiza. Didn't take that long, had no time for weeping. Fingernails like claws on my clothes you keep. And you'll store your bag, think it had a reason. Can't remember shit, but I got a feeling. Play all my songs on a blown out speaker, did we work it up? Can't remember either. Running in circles, not feeling okay. Act like imposters, we playing all day. Last night we talked all about holidays. One day we'll get all this thing, get away for the night. Don't have to think twice, I'll be oh so nice. I have to think twice, I'll be here for the night. Don't have to think twice, I'll be oh so nice. I have to think twice, I'll be